speak to you. I am calling on behalf of my father who has a dilemma, and I said if anybody can help us, it's going to be Leo. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
He recently found out that his local radio station has dropped his coast-to-coast programming that he loves to listen to.
What? Why I oughta?
Yeah, that's what we said, too.
George Norrie's just mad as heck.
And it's caused him great stress because he looks forward to that every evening. But
I don't
anyway,
blame him. Yeah, it's a great show.
I was hoping that you could give us something that he could use to lay in his bed at night and listen to it through headphones so that he doesn't wake up Mother. She wants to listen to her own.
She's not interested in extraterrestrials and crop circles.
I think it scares her. Leo, Dad does have a Wi-Fi connection in his home. He's very hip.
Oh, good.
And but he doesn't have a laptop, so he can't really listen to it while he's in bed. Like he was using a radio and just getting it through that way. So is there anything that you can suggest that he could get?
Yes, there's a number of things he can get.
Okay, great.
So you said he has an iPad?
No, I'm the one that has an iPad, and I showed him iHeartRadio. He doesn't really want to invest that kind of money into the...
I see. So does he have any computing devices at all at this point?
He has a office with a PC, and he has a Wi-Fi in there.
Got it. But it's down the hall.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. You know, there are internet radios that might be a good solution for him. Now, I'm going to have to, maybe Kyle, maybe you know this. I know that Coast to Coast, like many, by the way, same syndicator, Premier Radio Networks that does this show, and it's a great company, and I love them, and I love George, and I love the Coast to Coast. In fact, I appear frequently on it. Tom Danheiser, their producer, calls me a lot. But I do know that on their website, you have to pay to be a member, and then you can get the podcasts, you can listen live and so forth. But so maybe you know this. Is it on the iHeartRadio app, Sybil? Sybil says it is.
Yes, actually it is. I know for sure, Leo, because I have it on my iPad. I have our iHeartRadio.
So that was my question, is because he does make people pay, I wanted to make sure that they still offered it for free on iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
So that's the case. So good. All right. So now that means all your dad needs is some form of internet radio.
Right.
Does he not want to buy an internet radio?
Well, he said that's not a problem. He didn't want to pay as much as I paid for the iPad.
Oh, no. Here's the one. I just bought this one, and it just came out. It's $150. Is that okay?
Oh, my God. That's going to thrill him. And my sister's in the other room taking notes. So tell us all about it.
I think he's going to really like this. This really looks like a clock radio that you'd put on. In fact, it acts exactly like a clock radio that you'd put on your side table. Mm-hmm. It has an alarm on it and so forth. I have to check to see if it has headphones because we want to. I was
going to say, can he hook up earbuds to it or something?
It looks like he can. Yes, there it is. Isn't that a headphone jack on the back there? It looks like it is. And he'll also use this as a regular clock radio, but here's the beauty of it: it's an internet radio, so it's got a nice big. This is one of the breakthroughs. This is from a company called Grace. They've been making internet radios for a long time. I've had some of their others. I just ordered this one. I'm very excited about it. It has a big 3.5-inch color LCD on it. So for somebody in his 80s, I think this will make it much easier to find stations. It supports iHeartRadio, so you will be able to listen to Coast on it.
Fantastic.
But you'll also be able to listen to 18,000 other radio stations on it.
I think that'll satisfy his needs.
I mean, this thing is I think fantastic. So, and because it's a clock radio, I think he'll feel fairly comfortable with it. It's got good controls. It's fairly easy to use. Take a look at it on Amazon. Amazon's selling it for $153.
Okay.
I just ordered it so I can review it for everybody. Mm-hmm. But he does have Wi-Fi, so I think because he has Wi-Fi, this will be the easiest thing for him to do. Is just going to put it next to the bed, and it'll be like clock radio, and he'll be very comfortable with it. Except instead of getting it through broadcast, he'll get it on the internet. It's the Grace digital Wi-Fi music player with 3.5-inch color display. But if you just search for Grace digital radio, you'll see it. The full model number is the GDI IRC 6000.
That's fantastic. And you know what, Leo? I think that's something I would even like to buy for myself, because I live in an area where sometimes the reception is not very good, and you have such perfect reception when you listen to internet radio.
I agree. In fact, sometimes the quality is even better. This one has a nice speaker system and has a woofer and a tweeter. C Crane is another company. I should mention them because they make, and somebody in the chat room's reminding me that they make very good internet radios. Now, I have to say, the internet radio I have from them does not have controls as easy to use as this new one that I was mentioning. But I would look at them. They're a little less expensive, I think $140.
Okay, well, I got to tell you, thank you so much. This was fantastic.
You're welcome, Julie. Thanks so much for listening. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. Yeah, I'm really, and the thing is, I think this is smart of Grace, because essentially that 3.5-inch screen looks like an iPhone screen. You see, you have apps on it. So you've got Pandora, you've got iHeartRadio. You just tap the app. So this is one of the problems I have. I love internet radios, but they're sometimes really complicated to use because they don't want to spend any money on the controls. This one, I just ordered it, so I'll give you a review when it comes out. But I think this is going to be the and at the price, I think it's pretty good.